Hey everybody, GReimer here, coming at you once again from the Lost Isle Zoo here on the ZAWA Together server. Remember, this is a server that you can join. Patreon link in the description. Go check it out. You can actually be here building a zoo right alongside me. Not specifically, not right alongside, not like a couple blocks next to me. You do have to build a little bit farther away from me, but you can build it here on the zoo, or on the server itself. Like if we take a look at the map and we look at the zoo that I got going on here, which is actually getting pretty detailed, kind of nuts actually. If you look at this, we got like over here, we got Corey building a zoo, and then we got a zoo being built here. Actually, that one hasn't had much development lately. I think that was Tiger. Was that Tiger? Get on here and start playing. But we have zoos being built, popping up all over the place, as well as some down here that are getting pretty elaborate. Mega Grand Zoo right there, coming along really nice, and we also got Orskull Zoo down here. Whole lot of people building a whole lot of zoos. Okay, there's zoos kind of popping up everywhere. Okay, so you can get on here. Oh, there's another one right there. Look at that's Tinnikin Zoo. Ooh, that one's turning out real good. Go check her out, by the way. She's also another YouTuber out there that is making a series on here. Okay, but yeah, come join us. Come build a zoo. All right, Patreon link down in the description. Go look at all those perks and details, and then come play with us. But let's get on with the episode today. We did the Western Lowland Gorilla exhibit last week, and let's go take a peek at that real fast. Okay, here it is. All right. It's a little creative. I know that tree kind of gets in the way a lot, but that's okay because it kind of gives them some cover and stuff like that. So the Western Lowland Gorillas. Now we have 4 of these things, I believe, that we need names for. And you guys once again just dominated down in the comment section, giving some great names for the gorillas. Okay, so let's head on back to the hidey hole, and we're gonna name these bad boys. Anvil's looking a little weak in the knees. Okay, so we're gonna start naming these puppies here with the first one. The most requested name by far was King Kong. Okay, so we're gonna go with that. Big shout out to Cinnamon who donated a gorilla actually to the zoo. So he also suggested that I name it Kong. Well, King Kong kind of falls under that. But also shout out to Poke Squad Hindi, Matt Myers, Fatima Abid, and Peter for all suggesting King Kong. For the next one, we are going to name this one Buff Curious George. Okay. I laughed when I read that one. Okay, Buff Curious George was submitted by Noob Monkey Man. That is a fantastic name for a gorilla. For the third one, big shout out to Aubrey out there if you're listening. We're going to name this one Jimbo, all right? Now, Jimbo is actually a friend that I had way back when I was a little GReimer, okay? I went camping at a campsite like every summer, and there's a guy there, him and his sister camped right across from us, Jenny and Jimbo. I have no idea if they are watching this. I doubt it. But if they are, Jimbo, this one's named after you, and thank you to Aubrey for submitting it. All right, and for the last one, we're going to go with Donkey Kong. All right, now that was also heavily requested. Oh, there goes the anvil. How about that? I also grabbed an extra name tag because I can't count. I was educated in public school, so please forgive me. All right, so Donkey Kong is the next one. Big shout out to Peter and Fatima Abid for suggesting that one. Let's go add the gorillas. All right, let's yeet ourselves into the pit here. Okay, sweet. The best part about working inside these caves inside the volcano is that I don't run into many spiders, tarantulas. So that's kind of a nice thing. I'm gonna really miss that when I leave here. Okay, let's get these gorillas ready and on the hotbar. I might have to do a little bit of rearranging because I'm pretty sure these things are gonna maul my face. So let's get some tranq darts in here. Let me grab my gun. There it is. Got it. All right, so I can at least try to defend myself a little bit. Worst comes to, or if push comes to shove, I'm going to just eat my balls out of here and try to escape that way. Hopefully I don't die in the process or damage the gorillas, because after all I do have thorns on these, on my GReimer's boot cut. All right, but I don't, I wish I wouldn't put those on there actually, now come to think of it, but whatever. All right, so let's get King Kong in there, and then we're going to get Buff Curious George. Okay, so it looks like I got a male, a female, and another female. So Buff Curious George and Donkey Kong are all going to be the females. Jimbo's going to be female. Whatever. I don't really worry about that kind of thing when I get the animals ready for this. All right, so let's make sure this is loaded. It was loaded. Now just double checking that good and loaded. I always make sure I load it before I put it back. But you know, it's that one time I forget to check it is when I'm going to get mauled. All right, so I guess we could risk it. We don't put an escape route on the hotbar. That could be a big mistake. Big mistake. You know what? We'll keep it for the first one. But if the first one comes out all drugged up still, then we'll go ahead and get the ender balls on the hotbar. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be King Kong. Hopefully, he doesn't come out swinging. All right, I just destroyed the path block because I'm addicted to Ooh, that is a big monkey, and I don't see him drugged. Did these things not attack me? He's named. Do you not attack? Let's get this thing ready just in case he does. I don't know if these things are passive, that'd be great. He didn't notice as I pulled that capture cage out of his butt, so that's good. All right, let's get the escape plan on the hotbar. Okay, let's go ahead and put down one of these things here. This is going to be Buff Curious George. Oh my God, he's adorable. Not going to attack this. That is adorable. He's a baby. He's a baby. That is just so great. Okay, Jimbo. Let's put Jimbo down here. Hopefully he's a little baby too. Oh, no, he's not. Okay, Jimbo is not a baby. That is for sure. Don't attack me, please. Thank you. All right, I'm a little nervous. These things could rip me limb from limb. All right, let's put this one down, like hovering right there. This is going to be Donkey Kong. DK. Donkey Kong. All right, let's eat some balls and get out of here. I don't really feel comfortable being in here. Whew. All right, there we go. It's Buff Curious George. That thing is adorable. Look at its stupid little face. Yes. All right. So yeah, we got the Western Lowland gorillas put in their exhibit. They look happy. They look comfy. They look nice. I like that the male though with the kind of red patch or whatever, the brown patch on his forehead. That's really cool. I guess that kind of makes sense, right? Like in a gorilla pack. I don't know what a group of gorillas is called. They actually would have like one male that would be there with a bunch of females and the little babies. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. I mean, it was like completely an accident, but it kind of makes sense. Okay, so what are we going to do today? Now, first things first, we gotta get our hotbar back ready here because I don't really need a trank gun there, so we can put that back. But we also need to get some weapons ready because I see a spider in the hall that needs to be dealt with. Maybe some rockets, some food, maybe some torches. Okay, I see a spider up here that needs to be dealt with. But the question I present to you guys is, what are we going to do today? If you've seen the title, you probably already know, but there wasn't just the gorillas that I got when everybody donated them to the zoo. I actually, big shout out to what was it? It was Maddie and Cinnamon for donating the gorillas. But we also got some squirrel monkeys. Okay, now I kind of don't have room in the cave anymore. I mean, I could try to put something here, but I have a serious concern about how far this mountain or this volcano is going to be dug down once I dig this side down. There's the goat again. Once I dig this side down here, it could actually cut this part off completely, and so I might have to work it a little bit to make it make sense. Like right here, I didn't really worry about what I was doing here because this whole part might be cut off. I gotta finish digging out the volcano. I gotta stop slacking. All right, but we don't really have any more room in here. So the option is we could try to make an enclosure on the outside of the tunnel out here somewhere. I wouldn't mind actually putting it along this edge of the volcano, but I just don't have the volcano dug out yet. So instead, we are going to put it in here someplace. We gotta smash the exhibit in here somewhere, and I think that this place right here is our winner. Okay. Now, is there a way to actually build anything here and have it make sense? No. Okay, so we got to get a little creative because there's the what's this? There's a alligator or something or other in here. Whoa, look at him go! This guy is in here, so we got to worry about that. As well as we got to worry about, was this the koala? Sloth koalas. This is a koala exhibit over here. And I know those little guys, those little fuzzy bear things, they'll definitely escape if I give them an opportunity. So I can't put an exhibit here because it's just not big enough. Not to mention the fact that I think I have 8 of these. Okay, so I'm going to need to build an exhibit that's a little bit bigger. They're not exactly very large. In fact, I looked them up on Wiki. They are probably the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. But we're going to have to probably dig something out here to actually put them in place though. So I thought, let's look at the map for a second. I thought about it for a little bit. Where is the tunnel? Right here. Okay. I thought about it for a little bit and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if right here where there's this opening I'm talking about, if we dug a small little tunnel thing here that led to just this exhibit and put it like right here. Wouldn't that be cool? Okay. That's my plan. So it's right here is where the opening would be. So you come up this bridge and you can immediately turn right. Oh, I got the haste effect too. That's pretty cool. And it goes down a small little tunnel right here that leads to the exhibit, which would then be just kind of tucked nice and neat right back here. So that's the game plan. Now, I have to dig out a big old cave, and I don't have a lot of time today. So thank God I have haste. But we're going to skip the time lapse, and it's just going to magically appear in front of you. Ta-da! Alright, so here's our main tunnel here. Alright, and I dug this out. And there was actually a cave here that kind of went up there and kind of went down there and stuff. I kind of had to fill that in and at least block it off and light it up and whatnot. And then you can even see it, I think, on the mini-map right here. If you zoom in a little bit, you can see the cave continuing down this way. Yeah, had to take care of that. outlined the area where we're going to put the glass already, and of course added in the grass. So there we go, biggity bam. We have a place dug out for the squirrel monkeys. All right, it's a pretty big exhibit actually, especially when you compare it to the other ones. It's about the same size as the what were these animals that we put in here? I don't even remember the name of them. They were some kind of like crocodile looking thing, technically in the alligator family. I cannot remember the name of them. Put that down in the comment section. My brain's farting on me. So, all right, now I dug this all out. It's great. It's wonderful. It's lit up by torches, and that's not very good. I have to do a lot of work on here, but let's start off with the ground. All right, so I looked up these things briefly. Just quickly, actually, while I was digging this out. So one, these things are the most adorable little things ever. And two, they live in the canopies primarily of like tropical jungles in like South America and a little bit in Central America, is what Wiki said. Okay, so if I were to build like a jungle exhibit here, that would work. But it focused specifically on the canopies of the of these places. Okay, that's where it was like specifying. So I think it would make sense if we made this less about the ground and more about the canopy in this exhibit. I think that would look really cool. Okay, so I gotta get a little creative with this. Now I probably should have gathered some more jungle wood, because if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I got a stack right there. Yeah, I got some jungle logs. Yeah, I can make that work. Never mind, I can make a stack last for a little bit. So I think about what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build like a top of a tree, like the inside of a tree in this one. So it's weird because like I'm talking about having to focus on the ground, and I guess I will. Okay, I gathered some podzol for this. Okay, so let's grab some of the podzol out, because I was running out of that last episode. I made a comment. Well, I went and got some more. Oh, I have some more jungle logs in here. How about them apples? Okay, so we're gonna make this, and I'll take this green concrete powder, spread that out sporadically. We're gonna add some podzol, some green concrete powder. I don't really have to worry too much about the path blocks. Some coarse dirt and maybe a hint of gravel, okay? And then that'll probably be it for the ground. I'm going to add these in. Ooh, there's yeeted those on the ground on accident. I'm going to add these in real fast, and then we'll get on to the bulk of the exhibit, and that's the part up here that I want to focus on. Okay, ta-da, there we go. See, that didn't take very long. I could actually go through and maybe even add the path blocks in here too. I don't really think that that's going to really be a factor in this, because I'm going to be putting a lot, and I mean a lot of leaves in here. But throwing in path blocks, after all, this is kind of what makes an exhibit pop. Usually I say this for the end, but we'll just kind of dot this in here periodically, just to kind of give a little added diversity to the blocks that are in here. Like, see, like that's looking already pretty good. Look at how much better it looks with the path blocks. Like, it really does. For all of you making zoos out there, the path blocks make it pop every time. All right, now it's about this time that I would start talking about, putting like bushes and maybe some stone piles and other things like that, because that's kind of like my style. That's what I go with, and I think that would look really good for a jungle. However, we're going to change this exhibit up. This is going to be completely different from the rest of the exhibits. I'm going to create the top of a tree right here. Okay, like it's jutting out of the ground, so this isn't going to make much sense for like what it actually is. Like it's supposed to represent the top part of a tree, though. It's not like the bottom part. All right, so we're gonna connect this right to the roof, and it's gonna have like little bits like that. In fact, I'm gonna probably move this over just a little bit, so it's a little bit added depth to the build there, so it's not just on the same, so like x-axis or z-axis or whatever it would be right there. And I'm gonna put a couple of these things in places all over the place here, and they're gonna be kind of like that. Okay, they're gonna be kind of like all over the place. And then we're gonna start sprinkling. We're gonna put a big canopy in here. I went and collected a bunch of jungle leaves, and we're gonna put a big canopy in here, and maybe have some vines kind of like drooping down, vines that kind of go down and droop around, so that the monkeys can climb on those too. It's gonna be a pretty extensive exhibit. Okay, kind of like that so far. Now that doesn't look like super great, but I will make it super great by the time I am done here. Let's pop this out here, replace that, and dig these out. All right, so there we go, something like that. So this whole point of this is to make it focus more on the canopy. Now, I do have in the bat backpack, I have a whole bunch of jungle leaves, okay? Went and collected a bunch of these things, all right? So what we're gonna do is dot the ceiling, or not dot, but line the ceiling with jungle leaves, so it's gonna be a thick canopy on top. Thick canopy, so a lot of leaves. Let's get to it. Okay, there we go. We got a whole lot of leaves put into the ceiling right here. That's a pretty big canopy. I did hide some glowstone up in there too, so we can probably start getting rid of the torches, it's going to be pretty dark down here. Okay, so now what I was thinking about, like I said, they live primarily up in the canopy of these trees, so making this exhibit kind of like a big old canopy would look really cool. My inventory sucks. It's got a lot of stuff in it. Let me see if I can't make a little wiggle room here. Just by dropping some things in there. Okay, probably put the wood back. Not sure if I'm going to need that anymore. I guess I'll find out here in just a little bit. And let's start making a little wiggle room here by putting some of these leaves away too. Now, let's grab... Oh, I don't have a lot of spruce leaves. I was hoping I would. Actually, that's fine. We'll make that work with 22. That, and then let's grab some jungle leaves as well. But to add the vines coming down, all right? The vines kind of going across. Think about having one like start up here, all right? And then it starts dangling down and cuts kind of close all the way to the ground, actually, so they can climb on it. All right? And then it curves upwards and connects to like right over here. Not a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea. But then we can go ahead and pop out some of these things and start sprinkling in some spruce leaves in here. Now that doesn't make like a sense, but it's something to differentiate the vines. You know, that they're gonna have some spruce attachments to them. So we'll replace some of these things, you know, with spruce leaves. Then, in fact, that might even be enough right there. Maybe just a little bit more on top, and this will give them a place that they can climb up. I'm hoping that they don't fall and take damage, though. How high up is that? 1, 2, 3. I think 3 is fine. It's when it gets to 4 or higher that it gets a little scary. So I think this is fine as long as we cut it off right here, and that's it. That's where it's going to stop too. So that works out just fine. All right. So yeah. This will work out. This will work out. But that's one vine. Now, because of the way this is right here, it's touching the ground. We could actually go ahead and just dig this up just a bit and throw in a piece of glowstone in there, and then do something like that just to kind of add more lighting. We can probably get rid of that torch then. That's one vine. I wouldn't mind there being another one. Maybe connecting like right here and then dropping down to somewhere in back over here. Kind of looks a little weird, but whatever, we'll make it work. Okay, yeah, definitely looks like there's a whole lot of foliage drooping down, and maybe one more. Somebody's shooting at me. Arrow fight, random arrow fight in the middle of the zoo. I win. Yeah, there. I gotta, obviously, there's still some spots that mobs can spawn here. But I want to put like one more kind of in the back here, too. And this one's gonna just be a smaller one, but it's gonna droop down like so. Let's see if we can bring it over a little bit. And then maybe it's gonna start just going right back up then after that. Like something like that. Now, how does that look? This does look a little cluttered now, but it definitely looks overgrown, that's for sure. Like very overgrown. All right, so there's some vines that kind of droop down here that allows them to get around in the canopy. Now, I do have a bunch of these branches I made, okay? I'm thinking that this would be a good idea to start sprinkling these things in here. Kind of heavily in some spots, actually. Little handholds for the monkeys to grip onto, in theory. In reality, I don't think they're going to. But I'm going to add these up here in the canopy quite a bit, actually. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I kind of want to focus on lighting for the rest of this here. So I'm going to knock out all the torches. It's going to look absolutely horrible on YouTube. But I got to knock out the torches so I can see the dark areas of the exhibit. I have some glowstone in here, but I don't have a whole lot. So it's going to be pretty dark in most of the areas. But let's see how it looks so far. Actually, that's pretty good. Now, it probably still looks pretty dark on YouTube, but that's pretty good for my eyeballs here just looking at the screen. However, I am going to be brightening this up quite a bit, though. So we're going to have to hide some lighting in the ground, of course, because that's really the only place that you can actually put something like that here in this exhibit. So we're going to add some bushes and stuff on the ground. Let's get a different kind of leaf other than the spruce, because the spruce leaves kind of represent the vines, and I don't really want to copy that elsewhere. We could put some brown. I don't think that would look good. Maybe the Palo Verde leaves would look pretty good here. Yeah, they're a little bit brighter. That's fine, you know. That's okay. Yeah. I think that'll work out just fine. Yeah. Now it's a different type of green. It'll add to the exhibit. Oh yeah, especially when it's like a background thing like that. I like that a lot. Okay, let me add a couple of these bushes in places here with some lights hidden underneath them, and let's see how much it brightens this place up. Okay, what do you guys think? Added some lights. I took the time to kind of customize the cave just a wee bit, just a little bit on the sides and stuff. But this is looking really overgrown. Okay, this is like really overgrown. I think that's about as much leaves as I want to pack in here, though. It definitely got the feel of it being up in the canopy a little bit more of the trees. If I wanted to change one thing about this, if I really wanted to get nitpicky on it, if I were to start over, I would probably lower the ground a couple blocks just to give it even more of that feel like it being up in the canopy. But you know what? I think this is fine the way it is. It definitely has a much more unique feel than any other exhibit in the zoo because it's heavily overgrown. Now I think now that I got the leaves in and stuff, and I got like the canopy feel going, now I'm going to start adding things like the little bits of stone piles and stuff that might be on the ground. Like they're not going to be very much. It's like right here is going to be like one, and I'm going to just kind of do one of these things. And that's probably about it. I'll add some pebbles and stuff around here too, but I can also add a little bit more gravel in that area too, just to kind of make it stand out, like so. Yeah, okay, and then I can, like I said, go ahead and add like the stone pebbles on there. Final touches, I'll be doing that. So, is there any way I can squeeze like one more of those things somewhere in here? Maybe like right here. Just like put a little one right there. Let me break that again real quick. Drop that down just a wee bit. Fill that in. There we go. So it looks good and not like total trash. And then add a little bit of gravel to it in this area too. And that spells mama. All right, sweet. Now this is basically it. I do want to add like some plant life into this though. Just kind of make. I mean, I don't want to go too crazy actually on this because it's already, like I said, heavily overgrown. So let's see if we can't free up as much space in my inventory as I can. Not that, and then put those things back into the bat backpack. All right, sweet. And then let me just throw these guys in here. Now let's open the plants backpack up here real quick. Actually, real quick, let's get the bat backpack out again one more time, just to throw these things in there, just to make even more room in our inventory. There we go. All right, plants backpack. Come here. Let's see what do we got in here. Leaf piles, yeah, I could throw those. I only have 3, but I mean, I'm kind of just not using them because we don't have a lot of them, and they're a pain to collect. As far as things being on the ground, I mean, yeah, you could add dead bushes because underneath the canopy it would be hard for things to get leaves, or hard to get for them to get a tree sunlight. So it would make sense to occasionally throw some dead bushes in here, things that didn't make it because they're the sun was blocked out, you know, something kind of like that. Just a couple in there, that's fine. All right, sweet. Let's chuck those in there. Where is my Johnson's grass? All right, Johnson's grass is the miracle plant that works in every single exhibit. I am going to throw it kind of in the background here, though, so you're probably not going to be able to even see it in here. But rest assured that we did put it in here. All right. So, yeah. Can you even see it? Can you even see it? I don't think you can even see it. Oh, right there. Booyah. You can see it. All right. Let's see, what else we got in here that we could throw in here? Sugar cane, yeah, I suppose. Bamboo actually would probably make a little bit of sense, like have it growing in the jungle a bit. Let's grab some string while we're at it, and bone meal. That way we can block this off from growing any taller, but we'll throw that maybe back in here, maybe. Just a couple little spots of it, like that. Let's grow that up to where it hits the side of the thing there, the top of the cave. Put a piece of string there, grow this up all the way up there. Yeah, let's just leave it like that. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That looks good. Okay, and then maybe we'll throw this last one somewhere in the back over here then. But right there, and we'll grow that up, and there, it'll stop right there because the branch is in the way. Sweet. All right, so we got some bamboo in here. That works out really well. What else can we throw in here? We don't have any water, so we're not going to be putting anything like cattails or anything in there. That wouldn't really make sense inside the jungle anyway, I don't think. I don't know if they have cattails in the jungle, to be honest. I am just making stuff up, apparently. Toadstools would probably work, too. Well, it's supposed to be in a canopy, but, I mean, at the base of trees and stuff, you can throw these in here. So occasionally, it is a kind of a forested area anyway. It's a tropical rainforest, so I'm guessing they'll have some kind of fungus growing in there, too. So we'll sprinkle them in. Put the toadstools back. Eucalyptus tree, maybe I can drop a couple of them in there too. Somewhere, like, let's put one right there. That looks pretty good. And then another one like right there. Perfect. Okay, what else we got? That might look like a jungle looking thing. Fan palms, probably. Actually, probably would make a lot of sense. Let's put one right in front. It's gonna be kind of in the way of the viewing area, but that's okay. This place is supposed to be very heavily overgrown. So I want to make sure that it has plenty of foliage in it. And I guess these bromeliads actually would kind of work in there as well. Kind of like flowers, but not really. They're actually plants, but they look a lot like flowers. So let's actually add some of these guys in here at the base of all the trees. And we'll get the red and yellow ones put in as well. just to kind of give it a little bit of color. And I'm gonna put this last one back, like right back here. There we go. Booyah. Oh man, this is looking great. Okay, at least I hope so. Hopefully you guys think so, but to me that looks amazing. All right, let's squirt everything that we don't need back into here. Actually, we do need the bone meal though. I'm gonna actually probably need to get a little bit more of that too, because we're gonna need to put some tall grass in here. But before we do that, let's explore the wonderful world of flowers. All right, I got these wildflowers when I was collecting grass, which I think look really cool, but we're talking about in a jungle. What would be great in a jungle? Firecracker flower bush. That sounds amazing. All right, let's see what these things look like. What do these look like? Oh yeah, those don't like light you on fire, is it? I'm immune to fire damage right now. So what if I turned off the abilities on this thing and we'll let them wear out real quick? Okay, fire resistance just wore off. This doesn't light me on fire, does it? No, it does not. Okay, sweet. I just had to check that because, you know, I didn't want to put something in here that was going to burst the squirrel monkeys into fire. That'd be horrible. All right, so we'll dot these things in here as well. Maybe put one like kind of like right here at the base. There we go. All right, so those are in there. A little bit of extra color to it. I wouldn't mind just a hair more color actually in here. So not pink, but something else. The burning blossom will absolutely light them on fire. Guzmania maybe, but let's get a. Well, I just said not pink, and I was about to put pink in there, but what else would be in a jungle though? I mean, oh, these guys actually. These guys would be in a jungle. These are kind of pink, but whatever. These guys would absolutely be in a jungle. Like right there. See those things? Those things look incredible. Better Animals Plus mod. Trillium? Yeah, absolutely. Let's throw these things in there. Oh, look at that. That like doubled up. That was so cool. Okay, so they kind of change what they look like based on what space you put them in, it would seem. Unless you can add, nope, I was going to say, unless you can add more to it or something. And maybe we'll throw one more, like, in back somewhere. Right there. You're never going to see that, but... Alright, so there, sweet. I think that's enough for flowers as well. I think we're good on plant life entirely in here. This looks wicked heavily overgrown. Alright, and we're going to make it worse. Let's get some bone meal out here. Now, I do not want any of this tall stuff right in the front. In fact, where's my shears so I can take those down properly? But let's start adding some taller grass into here to kind of fill in the spaces. One last thing I wouldn't mind adding is a little bit of detailing on these tree trunks themselves, just like occasional things like that. Maybe not doubling it up. I think that looks really bad. But occasional things like that. I'm just going to use these oak slabs, actually, because I think they'll work just fine. Just in a couple of spots here or there. In fact, just maybe even those two. What does that look like? Nah, not too shabby. One could go like right here as well. Just to kind of add a little extra detail to the build itself. And yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Hold on, wait, one more right back here. Good, good. Okay, so that should give the squirrel monkeys tons of space to climb around on. Now, one last detail. Any exhibit is not complete without this one thing added. Let's just yeet these back into that backpack real quick. Let's go into the fences and gates and stuff like that. Where is it? Where's it? There it is. Bam. Stone buttons. Let's add a couple pebbles, especially around the gravel piles. Or the stone piles here. Let's dot in a couple of these things periodically throughout this entire exhibit. Alright, one final thing left to do now. That looks nuts. Alright, one final thing left to do now, and that is to add the glass to seal this whole thing up. Now, I believe I have, if I counted correctly earlier on, I have 8 squirrel monkeys. Donated actually to the zoo by Maddie and Tinnikin, actually. So thank you, you two. That was incredible, and this exhibit is dedicated to you guys. Or you gals, rather, shall I say. This is definitely a cool exhibit. I like this one actually a lot. Very heavily overgrown. Okay, so it's going to be kind of difficult to actually spot these guys in here. But there is 8 of them that I have to put in here. So I need a ton of animal names. So if you guys could go down, throw them in there. Throw a bunch of them in there. A bunch of squirrel monkey names. Okay, now, like I said, if you don't know what these things are, just Google them. Okay, they are adorable. I love them. I've never even heard of these things before, and I love them. So head on down to the comments section down there. Submit your best squirrel names. Ooh, hold on, this does not look great. Hold on, I gotta fix something. This glass thing right here doesn't look good. I have to double this up, so maybe I'll do something right here and just add a spot right here. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. On each of these, I'll do the same thing here. I'll thicken the glass up a little bit right here. Okay, that looks better. Okay, there's still some lines, but not as many of them, so it's a little bit easier to see in here. You just had to make sure that these corners have 90-degree turns on them and they're not like diagonal, otherwise it looks a little janky. But okay, there we go. We got the squirrel monkey exhibit. Now I do have 8 of them. I'll fix this path up later, but I do have 8 of them. So if you guys could go down in the comment section and give me your best squirrel monkey names, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. But alrighty, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this episode up. Tell me down in the comment section also, what do you think about this exhibit? Does it look cool? Does it look like crap? Does it look like whatever? Let me know these things, alright? I love creative and constructive criticism too, so don't be shy. Alright, I'm going to get out of here though, so thank you guys so much for donating your eyeballs and ear holes to this episode of ZAWA. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button before you go. I would greatly appreciate it. Have yourself a, well, I'm flying. Have yourself a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye!